This is Daf Yom Yerushalmi Challah on the article Oz V'Hada edition on Daf Chesam Ralph. 2 lines above the 3 lines above, 4 lines above the Mishnah. Divrei Chachamim. That is the in the Vilna Daf Hayam and Aleph. 3 lines above the Mishnah. Divrei Chachamim. So yesterday we talked about if it grew the previous year, but it wasn't mashish before the Omer. So then can you bring the coming year as your carbon omer? And we said at least the chatchila not, perhaps even the ever not. But here the Gemara gives a different perspective. The final Chachamim argue. Said it's only possible if it comes from the previous year. If it grew a third of its goes before Rosh Hashanah of this year. In other words, Hashrasha was after last carbon omer, and it was also maybe shlish before it's Rosh Hashanah, then you can't bring it as carbon omer for this year. But if it was May, I believe if you shlish after Rosh Hashanah, Omer ba man, then the carbon omer can come from them. Okay, halacha base. Halacha man kazayis matzah pesach. Somebody eats from the 5 species of grain of kazayis and matzah pesach. Conversely, even if you're mitzaref, obviously all of them together, and not the stuff which does not come with the chimutz. Kazayis chametz, and also if you get a kazayis chametz of the 5 species, the chayav be koretz, and you get koretz. Sarich chametz b'chol minim, if one chametz from one of the meaning gets mixed in other meaning, so raise over a Pesach, you earn on Pesach, and this is not just in terms of chametz, this is also in terms of by motzei, or perhaps according to Pesach Rambam, according to the Yerushalmi says according to Balim Sachim, means chayav and biur. There's a flip side first halacha. Somebody takes that was flip side first halacha. Now new thing. Somebody takes an oath to abstain from bread and from grain. Asur behem. He's also in these 5 species. Divrei Rabbi Meir. But Asur behen is not just behen. And this is also includes can include also the types of legumes, and that becomes apparent from what Chachamim said. Chachamim mean Hanoim dagan eno osur ela mehen. So he takes the net of dagan is only osur in them, and the term dagan does not include anything on these 5 species. The Bavli Nedarim says that that's going Rabbanan, like we just said, but according to Rabbi Meir, dagan, the term dagan is more generic, and it can also include types of legumes. And therefore, if you took a netter from dagan, according to Rabbi Meir, he'd be also in types of beans, etc. Whereas going Rabbanan, no, you're still only also specifically in 5 species. But and specifically these chameshes, I mean the 5 species of chayab and challah and maisrus. So everything is part of maisrus, but it would seem so chayab and maisrus. So we're going to have to see how the Gemara explains that line in Mishnah. Okay, says Gemara, I'm Rabbi Yaakov Azavdi. Rabbi Yaakov Azavdi says, "Those merish shaloikin al chalos and dvar toicha." It sounds so. Wait a minute. If they're mitzaref in terms of chametz and matzah, so that's the case. Should be shaloika on their challah. Also, in other words, if you have challah made up of all 5 medium mixed together, you should be chayav on it. If you ate a patuma, etc. So you're a Kohen who ate it, not Kohen who ate it. Yet we have this is difficult on Reish Lakish who said in Halacha Aleph that they're not mitzdarif on the in order to make the shear of challah in order to be chayav for having eaten it. He says, you know what? Our Mishnah is not talking about though you made a mixture. You had a kazayis of each one. So that's why you're chayiv. And takev, you had a kazayis one by challah. Of course, a challah, you don't need to start with, you're chayiv. So, Amr basically said, no, I feel temer kazayis mikulan. Even you say that he ate a kazayis of all of them. Shani yishukun l'shem chametz. It's difficult because in terms of chametz, they all have a chaleis shem chametz because they all come to chimutz, which is a process, right? So they all are relevant to process. Whereas by challah, it's not a question of process, a question of the substance. So therefore, each substance is still remains separate. So if the chiyuv is on the process, then must be able to make lumdish terms for that. The chiyuv is on the talich, let's call it, but it just makes the Hebrew, but it sounds more lumdish anyway. Then it's all, whatever is shaykh that talich is going to be mitzvah. The chiyuv is on the cheftza, on the substance. So then it has to be each substance has its own din challah, and it's never the twain shall meet. Okay, that's how he touches it. Mechavish does Rabbi Yossi. So it seems to Rabbi Yossi seems to contradict himself, because Rabbi Yossi in Halacha Rav said that time where state varim rabbi al echa mevatli moisa. He said two things join together, two isurim join together, and be mevatel the third one. Because Marachain, here he says not that way. He says that even they got mixed together before today. Even they got mixed here. He says, so Marachin. He says, "The Namavata." I'm Rabbi Yosef Kini Masnisa. Is the way to read the Mishnah. The Okizayis Mizeh, Okizayis Mizeh. So there's Levi Yerushalmi gives a pshat here, but I want to go with the Mashbiach, which I think is more simple. Let me get my Mashbiach here. So I'm going to backtrack a little bit to pick up a few lines earlier where the Mashbiach says on our Gemara. So it says that the Avin that Gemara was in the Mishnah says Ocha Mehen is Chayiv and Chametz, and they're mixed together. So that should infer also that you should be looking at Challah Dvar Torah if they're mixed together, right? So he says no. It's not like they're mixed together. Right? A kazayis from this one and kazayis from that one. So you ate kazayis of. We eat a kazayis of matzah of one species, a kazayis of chametz of another species. You say your chavas matzah in each and every one of them, and chavas chametz in each and every one of them. Not necessarily the different species, but echami, you have to stick to the species. Rabbi Yosef says even if you a kazayis of all of them, because here they're all l'shem chametz. So then the Gemara asks the question up to now. The Chavashita say seems kind of so there he says two things overwhelm one and negate it, and here he says, as he says, that they are joined together for the Isser Chametz. Why? So Rabbi Yosef Kini Mas Nisa. This is the way to read the Mishnah, and the word E here it says ikazayis mizeh kazayis mizeh is supposed to be read like Ella, and he brings that from the Orach I Ella kazayis mizeh, meaning that it's one of only two kazayis. One kazayis of one mean and another kazayis of another mean. Right? Ella, kazayis mizeh, precisely. Echrami. There's three meaning. Then you're going to have the man Rav and Bittel. He's not going to be chayiv, and perhaps not chayiv chametz. He won't be yotzi matzah. But if you have the precisely kazayis of each, so then einam ravim zelzeh. They don't negate each other, and that's what we're talking about here. Okay. So now the Gemara goes on to the next section. Is there a header here in the? Let's go. Let's check. No, just says okay, so the so it says Gemara, So it sounds like if somebody takes the neder from pas and tvua, according to Rabban, he's also in everything, meaning not just in the chameshes aminim, but rather even in rice and millet and cornbread, etc. Rabbi Chia b'shem Rabbi Yechon Sakini Masdisa. This way to read for read the Mishnah. Hanoider mean, we alluded to this in the Mishnah. Hanoider mean a dogon eno asal elamehen. So he takes the dog from dogon. According to Meir, he's only also in them. According to Abana, he's also in all of them. Manachem. So what are we talking about? Im ba'omer pas Torah. If we're going by what the Torah calls pas, mata afomer tvua Torah, you also bakol. If that's the case, if you say tvua, and you go after the Torah definition, you also everything, because you see tvua sakarim, because even produce of a vineyard is called tvua. Ibomer pas tam, you say pas tam, and it's not pas Torah. You're going by generic definition of pas, losh me adam. So en l'chakoi pas stam ela chitin usorim bilvad. People only call bread chitin usorim, not rye, spelt, and oatmeal. Rabbi Yosef said, "Kiyamte b'makom she'ochlin pas kol." They eat bread of anything. Okay, so now this is eat bread of anything. So therefore, when he says bread, it can include any type of bread. Dagan might include even more than that. But bread, since they eat pas kol, so then it includes everything. Now, the Mashbiach here says interesting. He puts in here, he says, okay, that's the end of a section. Now comes a new section. And he says, there should be a header from the Mishnah. And it should say, Hanoider mina pas umina tvua asa b'chol l'Rabbanon. So he takes it from pas and from tvua, so asa everything called Rabbanon. Chia b'shem Rabbi Yechon Sakini Masdisa hanoider mina dogan eno asur ela mehem. So then, not sure exactly what why he puts all this in here, and it's not necessary. Just very simple, and the Gra might also simplify it based on what the Mashbiach says here. I don't see it in the Gra. Anyway, so by the Gra change interest, pas kol. The Gra changes it to ochlin kol pas. Okay, and now el hakor pas el stam el chamesh seventy. That's now that I'm looking at it, I don't think I have to come out to Mashbiach. So the Mashbiach says even a place where they call pas to the 5 minim, I forget the Mashbiach. Let's just scratch that from the record, leave from the record. So, but it's just saying, but even though a pas can include and does include in our Mishnah all minim, it's only for those minim. To pas even kol pas has its limitations, and therefore it only includes the chamesh haminim. So Dagon might include more, but pas can only include the 5 minim. So that's why the Rabbi Meir holds Dagon includes more. Chacham is saying no. The mina Dagon is still only like pas. It's only pas, and pas should only be chidim and sorim, but it's lashim bnei adam. No, the by place where they call everything pas, and therefore still it's only the chamesh saminim. Not more than that. It is a chametz minim, but not more than that. Okay, that brings us next daf, so we'll stop here for today.